I've listened to Dan Campbell for years, and after today's press conference, I walked away thinking one thing: something has changed. The jokes weren't there, the hype wasn't there, the message was simple. Stop talking, start proving. For the first time since the Lions run began, Dan Campbell sounds like a coach who knows the excuses are gone. Tonight, we're going to talk about what that means for the Detroit Lions and why this season already feels a little different. Hermdo's going to be here. I'm Mark. This is the Fan Forum, the DFF. You just need to like and subscribe. Take a shot, take a second, take a deep breath. We're going to talk about it all. So it feels different. I'll be the first to say it on the DFF for me personally. Listening to Dan Campbell and his press conference today, he didn't have that nervous energy. He didn't have that uncertainty. It was very businesslike. He didn't cry. No slogans were donned. It was very as business, right? As somebody who's kind of been there before, not impressed and ready to do more. Talked a lot about readiness of Sam Laporta, how the offense is pretty much going to be ran through Jahmyr Gibbs. Covered the secondary, the pass rush, everything gingerly. He did a really nice job with the reporters. He even gave a shout out to the Pistons. I want you to tell me what you think so far of this mini camp that just started. Where do you see concerns already with position battles? The media is being very pleasant to us right now. I watched an interview where they said on paper the Lions have the best team. Manti Te'o did give us kind of a mixed review, essentially citing what we all know. Our pass rush is nasty, 50% quarterback hit rate, or whatever you want to call it. We're very efficient when Aiden Hutchinson's in the game. And when he's not, it's last in the league. What a shock, right? Only time we've ever said he needs help, right? So this season has a lot of thumbs up already. I'm sure we could be critical of some of the draft picks and how they're performing in recent years. That's safe to say. I'm not high in Terry and Arnold this year, but they seem to be high on our secondary. Why, I don't know. There's always going to be training camp heroes, but to me, those are just fun stories for the news. When you really look at our secondary, Brian Branch isn't coming back until fall, and Kirby Joseph is a question mark. That's the heartbeat of our secondary. So I'm a little concerned about that. I'm due. Yes, you are due. Thank you for joining us. It gives me a lot of things to think about, especially with the health of our secondary and the lack of proven depth. I guess time will tell. He says, preseason Super Bowl champ, sounding like the Bears to me. Yeah. A lot of hype is surrounded by the Bears. Obviously, your boy Caleb Williams got the cover of Madden. And is the Madden curse a thing anymore? Is that even that was a big thing back in the early 2000s of Madden. And up until Calvin Johnson got on there, I think he's one of the few players that didn't get bit by the Madden curse. Let's see. Ooh, speaking of the Madden curse, we got Hermdo.
How you doing, pal?
What's going on, Hermdo?
You're looking at it. Oh, I do have something I wanted to start the show with. Something a little interesting. It will require me to share my screen.
Uh-oh.
But
that can be dangerous.
I did get a message from Hitch. I got a comment on one of my TikTok videos I posted like 2 years ago, but it's very funny. I'd like to show you. I'd like to show everybody in our chat, if we have anybody in our chat. But here we go. Make sure I can see it. Okay.
I love this.
5 things conservatives hate. Hopefully you guys can hear it all right. So turn it all the way up. This is just something I made just as a joke. but I saw a comment from Hitch here. He said truths. So let's just watch it.
5 things
Oh,
conservatives hate. 1. Love. 2. Peace. 3. Tolerance. 4. Boys kissing. 5. When you fart and a fart bubble goes up your gooch to your ballsack.
I thought you would enjoy that. And Hitch commented truth, so
Oh God!
I thought that was just a fun little thing. Hitch speaks the truth. Yes, he does. But anyways, speaking of truth, I was texting you a little while ago. I heard something about a Dylan Larkin trade package vis-a-vis the Florida Panthers, but I can't find any info about it. I think my AI is being goofy. I don't know. It's kind of like with that Kawhi Leonard thing. It said he was traded to the Timberwolves or something, and the season wasn't even over yet. So I kind of fell for that one too. But yeah, I'm not sure. Let's take a look here. Let me Google Dylan Larkin. Maybe there's some other offer being made. And then we saw the John Tortorella thing.
We did.
Who was interim coach for the Vegas Golden Knights, took him all the way.
Isn't that crazy?
To the Stanley Cup Finals, lost. But yeah, I'm not seeing any official. Yeah, Ottawa trade to get Falk at the deadline and refuse to waive his no movement clause. We got some other stuff here. Here's something from Sportsnaut. Now I'm hearing rumors that Sebastian Cossa and Alex DeBrincat could be involved in possibly a blockbuster trade as well. Oh, this is speculation and rumor. I'm not sure. But what are you going to do with Alex DeBrincat? He's got 1 year left on his contract. Probably not going to be re-signing. Sebastian Cossa, guy's kind of been languishing in the AHL for a number of years. He's been seasoned quite a bit, but still is not ready for the big time. They should have probably taken Jesper Wallstedt, as I said before on our stream the other night. But yeah, so I'm just a bunch of rumors and speculation. Hopefully this loads. Okay, hold on 1 second.
I think at this point,
I got like 40 billion ads on this goddamn thing. Yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
at this point with the Red Wings and the Pistons, every potential thing is being floated out there, because I've seen with the Pistons, Trey Murphy being sought by the Pistons to be traded before June 26th. And it's like, Jesus Christ. So
okay.
I also wonder if, the algorithm starts to learn you and starts to know and make up articles from websites just to get you to kind of validate what they think that you're already talking about, because they hear us talking about this stuff. Our phones are next to us.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder, when you
I
go
swear to God, I was
places. And
yeah.
I've seen the articles you have. And it's
absolutely.
Like, what universe is your internet in?
I don't know, but I get that feeling sometimes too, and I've heard it talked about, but it's just like, I was thinking about this movie, this old scary movie came out in the 90s called House on Haunted Hill. I thought about a couple scenes. It was a really fucked up, freaky movie, and I remember thinking like, oh, maybe I'll watch that again, because I love the scary movies and stuff. I was just thinking about it. I didn't write about it. I didn't type about it, and I swear to God, I saw like this thing. It was like this ad from like Rotten Tomatoes or something, like, and they were talking about that movie. I'm like, what the fuck? It was weird. And that's happened before. Sometimes I like think about a cheeseburger. I'm a fat guy. I think about that kind of stuff a lot. And I'm trying to like get it to like, okay, show me an ad for McDonald's, show me an ad for, some restaurant or something, some burger kitchen or whatever. But anyways, let's not get distracted by my food fantasies. Let's talk about this Dylan Larkin kind of stuff going on here. Blockbuster trade incoming. What the Detroit Red Wings should do after Dylan Larkin's trade request. This is updated today. Now apparently he's expanded his trade list, I believe. Trade the Tampa Bay Lightning are on there, as well as the Utah Mammoth, the new team out in Utah. You know what the story is. Send him to Utah. I don't give a shit. I don't know what I don't even know. I know next to nothing about the Utah Mammoth. I have no idea. But Larkin wants to complete for a Stanley Cup. However, the Wings shouldn't feel back to a corner 29 Captain's initial list was reported to be the Minnesota Wild, Florida Panthers, Vegas Golden Knights. However, Detroit went back to Larkin's camp and asked him to expand the list. But now we got, if Larkin is willing to join a handful of other teams such as the Anaheim Ducks or Utah Mammoth, it'll give Detroit more flexibility. After all, Yzerman proved that he won't be accepting a low-rated package when he traded Martin Slate and Louis to the with the Tampa Bay Lightning in 2014. I believe Marty St. Louis went to New York that year, got to the finals, but lost to the Kings. Anyways, many people have speculated about Eisman's future as general manager, but he might be the perfect person to lead the Larkin trade request. The Wings want to complete first. Like, la, 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 la. And we got some other stuff here. Detroit Red Wings should not hold out for NHL-ready players or a star. So we got a bunch of other speculation. The acquiring organization must be willing to trade NHL-ready players or star. There's a way the Larkin trade brings NHL-ready players to Detroit to the Red Wings instead of future value, but it'll take some patience. Also, released to expand the list of trade destinations. Detroit can generate a bidding war for the top available center on the market this offseason. It should receive a better package than some are speculating. Connor McDavid or Austin Matthews won't headline the package, but it should bring NHL talent to Detroit. For example, the Ducks trade center Mason McTavish. This is a guy I was pretty high on before, maybe a couple years ago during the offseason. I think he was offered. Yeah, I remember talking about Mason McTavish, second-year prospect and a first-round pick. That was just signed to 2031. Might need to change soon after a tough season with Anaheim. The 23-year-old center isn't a current superstar, but he could reach his high end potential. The Red Wings should also use Larkin, goalie prospect Sebastian Costa, and more to acquire an NHL star. However, it will require Larkin and the other player to be fine with their destinations. More likely than not, a smaller deal like McTavish would be a great scenario for Detroit. So that's just that's from Sportsnaut. I have no idea. I've never heard of that publication before, but
the fast-talking teacher from Saved by the Bell. I don't remember that guy's name, but
that's just how I read this stuff. I mean, all these YouTube videos, I've been trained for years and years. I've mastered my art, but that's just some speculation there. I guess we got Ducks. There's another player. What's his name? Hold on one second. Let me do a little bit of Googling here. But I believe he's a center. Vancouver Canucks center. I believe he's on the Canucks. Elias Pedersen, rather. But he's the high-profile center. Now, this guy's reached 100 points a year before. I heard there was some speculation that Wings could be going after him. But I have, he has knee tendonitis, has kind of a loss in confidence. He had a couple rough seasons, unfortunately. But I guess, he still wants to stay in Vancouver. I don't know, but he's kind of on the downslope. I don't know if a change of scenery would help him out, but I don't know if that's too big of a gamble for the Wings. He does have an injury history. But yeah, he's got an 8-year, $92 million contract, annual average value of $11.6 million. But the Canucks refuse to retain any salary, heavily restrict his trade market. So yeah, the Canucks are not going to be eating any of that. So
what makes
just
you
a name I throw out there.
Stevie Y is going to be even jumping to trade him? Like, is this something that drags on the entire offseason? Because the season just ended. Carolina Hurricanes won.
Yes.
There's an entire offseason. There's no rush to trade this guy. Stevie Y is not the type of guy who's going to just go out and make the obvious move. So who says this doesn't drag out all summer? I mean, we might have new Pistons by then. There might be a trade for Trey Murphy or Kyrie.
Lauri Markkanen.
Yep. There could be that trade before we even see an article that has any validity other than speculation. Because right now it's kind of like the Tarek Skubal trade, right? We know it's coming, but we don't really know what's out there on the table. And realistically, the timeline isn't here right now. We're going to have to wait until the All-Star break and when they start trading everybody and the trade deadline hits. So that's just the way I feel about this. I mean, it's unanimous that everybody wants to move on from the guy. Have you seen anything that's different?
No, I don't know. But I remember, I was thinking when you were saying, which I agree with what you said, but this could drag on for a while. I remember the Alex DeBrincat thing that dragged on for weeks and weeks and weeks. And it was like the worst kept secret in the league that the Wings are going to get Alex DeBrincat. He wanted out of Ottawa. He wanted to be in Detroit. And it was really obvious it was going to happen, but it took forever for Stevie Y to pull the trigger on it. A lot of fans were flipping out about it. I remember I was pretty high pressured about it. And look, I mean, Alex DeBrincat's been, a great piece for this team, but I mean, but it's one of those things. Eisman will drag this out. That's a Herm Doe guarantee. I'll admit. Yeah. We're not going to hear anything for a long time, for weeks, maybe even months. Eisman's going to stick to his guns. He's going to be quiet about it. He's not going to talk about it. People are going to speculate. People are going to call him dumb. I'm going to call him dumb. But yeah, I'm not expecting really any movement on this. It's just kind of a bunch of baseless speculation. Now let me turn my light. I'm getting blinded here. But yeah, it's just kind of a wait and see kind of thing now. I think Wings fans are just going to kind of be on pins and needles for a while.
Yeah, they're going to
until
be
something
like
breaks loose and
gabbing around, coming up with all this
sitting
speculation.
around, jerking it. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know if you caught the Dan Campbell press conference today at the minicamp. You know, it was a different Dan Campbell. I know Hitch is not a fan of the bite kneecaps Dan Campbell and the quotes and the crying. It seemed like his tone, his demeanor, everything about it was so much more focused and not so much putting it on for the media, right? His emotions weren't getting the best of him. There was no crying. There was no slogans. I think, you know, even his answers seemed just a little bit more mature. So, you know, we talked about at the last episode the Mike Kafka experience and how his offense, he gave a nice little speech too, and calling Jared Goff a sniper. And it was nice to see in the coaching staff a little bit more laser focus. They look like a room full of energy. Last year, they just felt like they were in recovery mode. You know what I mean? Like, how are we going to lick the wounds of losing Ben Johnson and losing Aaron Glenn? There was all those. This year, for me, I feel like even the way Shep delivered himself at the podium, he just has a lot more confidence. He's got a lot more to learn from. So a lot more optimism, I guess, this year as far as the coaching staff's concerned.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see it. I got it pulled up. We can share it. Maybe we can watch a little bit of it. Anthony Lucas was seen fighting at camp today. He's literally fighting his way onto the roster. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Thank you, Marcus, for that little tidbit.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I didn't see the speech, but, I mean, I'm liking what you're saying so far. We can watch a little bit of it if you like, unless you. But
yeah, you can pull it up.
Anyways,
I like when you pull.
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick here. Hold on 1 second. I love sharing my screen. Make sure all my porn tabs are closed. Here we go. Do. Okay, we got this right here. Let's see if it loads.
Yeah, just the first minute or so, you can already pick up on how.
Yeah.
I don't know his body language, his approach to the whole situation.
Yeah.
And, you know, like Marcus said, you know, everyone is fighting for these battles right now in camp.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough camp, I think. Yeah.
I'm eager to see the cuts already, like just with some of these position battles, because obviously, you know, and more so on the defensive side of things. Obviously, the secondary has me questioning a lot of things, Hermdo. You want me trying to pull it up?
Yes, it does. And we talked about kind of the fill-in guys and who's going to be competing for what spot, you know, with Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch out, with Terry and Arnold still kind of being, you know, Terry and Arnold. But that is a unit I am concerned with. That's probably my primary concern right now. That's probably Lions fans' primary concerns right now. What's the secondary going to look like? What will Kelvin Shepard have to work with? Can these guys kind of set themselves apart, these, you know, training guys? But we'll see. Let's watch a little bit of this Dan Campbell press. We'll just watch a minute of it and see his body language.
Are you having technical difficulties?
All right.
Because I can't see it on my screen or hear it.
You can't see it. I can see it now. Okay. There was my
there we go. Got it.
You see it?
Yep.
Okay. You got it? Okay, good. I had to press another button. Anyways, let's rewind a little bit.
That's the troubles of doing this live, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Real professional outfit here down at Detroit Fan Forum.
out for injury reasons this week outside of the ones that have
the norms. Yeah, nobody knew. Norm.
Hey, Hermdo, yours is really chopping up. You want me to
Matt,
do it and share it?
But that's nothing big. And then it's the normal guy.
Yeah, he's a
That we're doing
nerve,
full
definitely. He
speed.
seems, not too full of himself. I think the Lions have been humbled, and everyone kind of understands that. And I think, at least I hope, seeing it is one thing. You can judge by their moves and whatnot, and their, maybe the speeches they give and the kind of how they approach the press conferences. But, until I see it on the field, I don't know.
All right, throw it out to the chat.
Like
the quarterback one battle is a major factor for the 13-win season.
Nothing abnormal.
Yes, absolutely.
Sorry, go ahead.
Absolutely.
We got some guys back that were sick. Rock will be back, and Rakestraw, so that'll be good.
and trending like leading for the start.
We like where he's going. He's trending the right way.
Like some of the competition here in OTAs and in camp, like how that's good.
It's been good. It's you see what it become. What becomes live and both and that now.
Okay. Maybe watch a little bit more of that later. Let me stop sharing my screen. But that seems like a little bit more reserved. Dan Campbell, who wasn't very animated with that, very business-like, talking about Ennis Rakestraw and whatnot. And I believe you mentioned Sam Laporte as well. I saw super reserved. Yeah, I think that's a good sign. I think that's good. It's all rumors and speculation for right now. I don't know. Maybe he's being eaten up inside by something. But I'm kind of liking the calm demeanor of Dan Campbell. This guy. He's obviously a boisterous dude. He's a dude. You saw those post-game press conferences last couple seasons. The post-game, when he's in the locker room, cheering on his guys. He's a high-energy dude. But here he looks a lot more focused. I think they know what they got to do. I think they know what the deficiencies are. It's going to be a challenging season. I know the schedule's easy. We pounded that into the ground. We're beating that dead horse, that talking point. But they definitely seem like they're just
our roster is great on paper, but again, I'm concerned about the secondary right now. And I see seeing these videos of everybody saying the secondary is the most improved unit. But why and how and can they stay healthy? I'm really nervous to commit to being excited about this secondary. We know what we're getting out of this offense. That's straight up not an issue. And then we take a look at the defensive pass rush, and when Hutch is not in the game, the team is useless. And when you're running a man coverage scheme with no pass rush, you're going to get beat and blown away. And that's all that happened last year. So I really want everything to work out with Derek Moore, but it makes me wonder why they haven't added some more veteran pass rush. Cam Jordan was just inked back with the Saints today, so he's off the table. I didn't see the markings of the dollar contract. I'm sure it was on the cheap. But to me, let's get serious about the depth. And it's nice to see these camp battles with some of these younger guys, but let's get some more veteran depth. I hate to say it, but it's kind of the strategy they were using in what's his face? That was Marcus Davenport, a veteran pass rusher that they could bring on. And then obviously don't bring Marcus Davenport back, please. But there's got to be some situation right now, Marcus, you're right. They don't even know who their number one corner is right now. They don't. And to top that, Branch and Kirby are still out for quite a bit of the season next year. So it's not like they're coming back 100%.
Yeah, I haven't really been hearing much. I think I had a little bit of a Kirby Joseph update. It's pretty much nothing we didn't already know. But yeah, I'm not hearing much about any defensive additions. I don't know if they're going to be bringing anybody back in. Are they going to rewind the tape and go pick up Zadarius Smith? But
I did see that article.
But oh Christ! But I'm looking at this kind of stuff. They added two UFL receivers, two wide receivers fresh off the UFL championship. Not seeing anything about the defense.
Lucky Jackson
Let
and
me.
Tarek Black. Lucky Jackson.
Okay.
Wow.
Sounds good. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we got, I'm questioning, Ali McNeil, he's missed time with injury before, but I mean, it's gonna be a big competition. I mean, look, pay close attention to this camp and whatnot.
I mean,
Yeah, he had that torn ACL a couple years ago, but
they went on record, man, saying that his mental game is back in it this year and he's focused and all this stuff. Again, this is what you say in minicamp. You don't say,
did we lose Mark? Oh no,
we're screwed. Hermdo, I think it's your internet. You're coming in and out a little bit.
Because sorry,
no,
my
you're
internet
good.
sucks. I don't have any Cat 5 laying around. I was gonna, yeah, okay. I'm sorry, Mark. I'm sorry. People, Mark beats me if my internet fails. He comes over here and he slaps me with a belt.
Yes, with a Cat 8 belt. No,
yeah,
but just what I was saying, like we've got, your the guys that we signed, speedy little wide receivers. Cool, that's exciting, that's fun. But this is what they're going to say in minicamp. They're going to say Lee McNeil's back, right? They're going to say his game is his head's in it. And I really do think last year they had such they just weren't prepared, right? They were poorly prepared to lose Ben Johnson, to lose Aaron Glenn, and you wonder what they really thought was going to happen with that John Morton hire. It's just like I said, it's almost like they were just conceding to a gap here, and they were like, "Listen, we're just going to let that year ride out. It's going to be the hardest schedule. We have the hardest time of our roster. There's a big bubble to pop." And they weathered the storm. And I think a lot of teams, until they're at dynasty status, have a couple seasons where they have to do that. And some of them had that large drop off, and some of them, I'm confident we're going to be just fine because we weathered the storm for all the right reasons. Now we have health on our side, knock on wood. But again, it's the secondary to me, and then it's the pass rush outside of Hutch. I mean, they must feel real high on this rookie right now because what else do you have?
Yeah.
We wiped house on our defensive ends.
Yeah. If we trade assets to spend big money out of the blue, in my opinion, we invested in an experienced cornerback one. Yes, yeah. I totally agree. Not saying anything I don't agree with, Marcus, but you do wonder. You got guys like, I mean, are you gonna have Chuck Clark and Avonte Maddox? How much are we gonna see for those guys? I don't know. Mark's your version of the doc. Yes, he is. But yeah, it's there's some questions to be asked here. I think that by the end of all this, we'll probably hate Brad Holmes just as much as the do. That's a Hermdo guarantee. No, I'm just being silly, but yeah. Well, you gotta wonder what's going on with this quarterback group. What about the lack of moves as far as solidifying the defense? I don't know, Brad Holmes. I mean, we talked about is it going to be like? I like to think that Brad Holmes has stopped huffing his own farts, but I'm still worried he has a little jar under his desk, and every once in a while he gets but he takes a hit every once in a while, like a druggie or something. But yeah, it's kind of concerning. It's kind of concerning. I feel like Moore and Wonham are going to outperform what Muhammad and Davenport gave us by a ton. I think so too.
Davenport gave us nothing. But yes,
Davenport gave us nothing. He just
Muhammad had a high ceiling when he was here. He just continued to excel in every game. But we got younger, and I think that's they can outperform, and they're younger.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, Davenport, he was all talking last year about how he's going to come on, change people's minds, and he didn't care about the haters. Then he gets hurt like the third game in, or I don't remember. He's just like instant injury, just like, okay, Marcus, we'll see you in a few weeks, buddy, and we'll just tell Hutch, hey man, here's a practice squad guy. Enjoy getting triple teamed, but yeah, that was kind of rough. Yeah, but
well, there's two names out there right now.
But yeah, I liked
that strike me from a corner standpoint because I've been screaming for some veteran leadership in this corner room, right, to get Terra and Arnold to kind of snap out of it. Is Trayvon Diggs and Marshawn Lattimore. Obviously, they're past their prime, but They're proven winners. They come
Yeah.
from their stat sheet is consistent as hell. They're not Jeff Okuda, which is another available option out there. And you look at some of these guys like Tre'Davious White, Shaq Griffin, but then there's a huge drop off in who's out there. So for me, it wouldn't hurt me if you throw a 1-year contract to a Marshawn Lattimore and bring him in.
No. Yeah, you got to get a little fun with it.
Finally.
But yeah, it's Marshawn Lattimore. Hell, I don't hate it. We gave Michigan nothing against the team. Moore gave Michigan nothing against any team with a pulse.
The dude has been hating on this Moore pick since it happened. Like when it happened, he texts me. He's like, "You don't even want to know what I think about this." I'm like, "I know you hate it, and I know you hate it because it's Michigan to a Michigan team, and you hate the storyline. You hate everything about it." But to me, I just think that, yes, even if Derek Moore works out to be 2 thumbs up, he's still not that bona fide professional on the other side, right? Do you really want to walk through a rookie learning curve with him? To me, I just would feel better if at the pass rush and the corner there was a little bit of veteran presence. That's all. That's all I'm asking for, guys. Just doesn't have to be super expensive, but just somebody that's been there before, somebody that can take snaps, somebody that doesn't have to be the leader of the team anymore, and somebody that can, give a guy like Derek Moore a run for his money, or give Tara and Arnold a run for his money. Tell him to shut up.
Yeah.
Because I like them as players, but I have my reservations still.
Absolutely. I got a list here. I compiled a small list of possible free agent quarterbacks. But we got names here. Got Rasul Douglas, 31. He was on the Dolphins last year. Pro Football Focus gives him a 72.7 overall grade, ranked 21st among 114 qualified corners. He remained a robust presence on the outside, consistently hovering on the top 25 in coverage efficiency, and limiting explosive downfield plays. Then we got Tre'Davious White, who was on the Buffalo Bills, 40 total tackles, 29 solo, 10 passes defensed, 1 interception. Pro Football Focus grade was 63.9 overall. He allowed an impressive 72.5 passer rating when targeted by opposing quarterbacks across 16 regular season appearances. Then we got L'Jarius Sneed, last was the Titans. Last stats, in 7 games, he had 26 tackles, 3 passes defended, and 0 interceptions. PFF grade 50.4 overall, hampered significantly by playing through injury before landing on IR. So I don't know. I mean, we already got a shaky enough cornerback room. I don't know if we'd want to add a guy like that, but you got a championship secondary, part of that Kansas City squad. He had 14 passes defended and allowed a meager 56.2 passer rating. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of paying a guy for what he did in the past. I mean, I want to know in the future. And I don't know. I'm just spitting some names out there, but I mean, some possible things. Maybe Brad Holmes could target going forward, unless he's high on these other guys like Maddox and whatnot. I don't know Maddox and Clark, but I don't know. I mean, he seemed to be high on certain guys like the aforementioned Marcus Davenport, but we'll see. Alibin Hutch being healthy heading to season, 22 sacks from those 2 alone. Wano Moore finally back. Ahmed could potentially lead the end of the North in sacks. Yeah, that'd be good. That's solid. Take that, do. But
well, and that's with like he said, Aleem being healthy. So he had such a drop off last year, and you wonder if he can just return back to that site. That's why, just makes me think.
Okay, we got signed Bosa, Whitey Whitney. What do you make of that, Marky?
I mean, there you go. They're the audience speaks, man. It's everyone wants a little veteran presence right here. So see. Oh my God! Let's bring back Darius Slay. Yes, I do love Darius Slay.
Come on now.
See, it is you.
Yeah, he's not. Say what? I'm sorry.
He said, "Hermdo, you're impossible to hear clearly." See, it is your internet. You've got North
This is
Korea
my internet. I'm sorry. I should have done this on my damn phone, but yeah, I don't know. Something's up with my internet today. It's being fucky, but
It's all right.
hopefully we can power through this.
We'll power through it just
Let
fine.
me turn my volume up a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me a little bit better now, but I got so many buttons and knobs on my desk. I don't know what to do.
Boing, boing.
But oh
No,
boy,
it again. I'm gonna say it. The chat's gonna say it. Give me something that shows you care. I don't want the we're good anymore. We're good last season, so I guess it was nice to see the pass rush addressed in the draft. Now we move into the off season where let it battle out at camp, and then call upon some veterans and say, "Hey, boys, we're making a run at this. We need you a part of the team." That's what championship teams do is they go out and secure certain players to kind of let them battle through the storms better because everybody's going to get hurt, right? Everybody's going to get hurt. Every team is going to catch the injury bug. It just matters how prepared you are to handle it.
Absolutely. That's just the thing. I mean, we saw, the Lions going down. Am I allowed to let you know that? I don't get it.
Wanham is a vet. He's a vet, but you know what I mean?
Yes, he is.
Like a vet that you're going to add to your team when you're making a Super Bowl run. And then nothing against Wanham. I know he's a vet, but it's one of those. I don't know. I guess it's just that jersey on the back that makes me sleep better at night.
Yeah, understandable, but I mean, looking at the Lions' schedule here, I pulled it up real quick, but they got the Saints week 1, the Bills week 2. We might see Josh Allen do some very bad things with this secondary.
That's in Buffalo too, isn't it?
He might get. Yeah, it's in Buffalo. That makes me very nervous, but I mean, we pretty much penciled that in as kind of a guaranteed loss. But
yeah,
I think we'll see early on in the season what the defensive deficiencies will be. If Josh Allen rakes you over the coals, it's probably just. I mean, it might be a close game, but this could be a sign of things to come if you let Josh Allen get loose. That makes me nervous. Josh Allen is the one quarterback in the league I'm jealous of. I mean, outside of Jared Goff and whatnot. I mean, but what about Drake May? What about whatever? I don't care. It's Josh Allen. Sorry, he scares me. Josh Allen scares me.
He does because he's a quarterback that he's a once in a life. Not I don't want to say once in a lifetime, but currently right now he's a once in a generational athlete for quarterback position. He does everything.
Yeah.
He can do everything, right? Even Mahomes has his limits. Josh Allen can do everything.
Yeah, he's not just a statue. He takes care of business. He gets outside the pocket. He makes things happen. But he's a big dude too. I think that game, I'm going to be paying very close attention in week 2 against the Bills. We'll be in hostile territory. We'll see the deficiencies laid out for everyone. And, right now, I mean, as the roster currently stands, could Brad Holmes make more moves? Could he bring in another quarterback? Could he bring in some of those guys listed? Could he take a flyer on some of these guys? Sure. Could he shore up, the defense a little bit more? Absolutely. But, it's just we've seen this kind of stuff. We know Brad Holmes' free agent strategy. And I think there's still maybe a little bit of the weird good Brad Holmes left. I don't know. But, some of this is kind of making me nervous. And I'm really... Yeah,
and an interview I watched where he said we're far from being done with our roster moves. So he made a comment, and I guess maybe it could have alluded to the fact that they're going to have to make cuts like every team, but he didn't give me the we're good vibes, right? So pulse check.
Okay.
Dan Campbell's not jumping around in the press conference. He's not crying. He's not rhyming. He's not coming up with slogans. Very uneventful. And then you've got Brad Holmes saying we still have moves to make. So I don't think we're at the we're good phase right now, like we were last season. And I could be wrong. I mean, shit. Now you're going to see in the headlines, as soon as we're done streaming, it's just going to say we're good.
Yeah. It'll be it'll be a Brad Holmes official presser. Fuck Mark and Tom. We're not doing anything else, but fuck Hermdo in particular. But yeah, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this all shakes out. But they might have a rough. I mean, they might have a rough couple games. You know, they got Jets week 3. That's kind of a get right game. You got the Panthers. Under their chest, will probably be the Packers. But yeah, I mean, other than that, you know, I think Lions, you know, got the offensive firepower to kind of even things out a little bit. But you know, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I don't know. I'm not hearing any other rumblings. The only thing I'm hearing is about those two literal who's they got, you know, from the UFL. But we'll see what else Brad Holmes is cooking up. I mean, will we have to, you know, listen to Duke complain some more? Probably, but we'll see.
We're at the Holmes injured list shopping spree.
We're at the Holmes injured list shopping spree. Oh, Christ. Oh.
Jesus.
I want a Cade Mays jersey. So do I. So big boy. Big, beautiful boy. He's a triple B. I don't know if you wanted to talk any if you want to cover anything about the Lions or if you want to move on to Tigers or whatnot.
Hey, your boy Colt Keith hit 3 home runs in one game.
I wanted to share something. You brought up Terry Skubal earlier. He did last night. He was cooking it, man. I mean, not, you know, that kind of way, but he was definitely, you know, getting some action. It was pretty exciting to see. You know, Colt, he had absolutely no power for the first 2 months of the season. Now he's hitting 3 home runs a game. He's you know, he's getting back to, I mean, he's never really been a powerhouse, but he's a guy that could definitely help you out. You know, the Astros are struggling too, but you know, these are games you got to win. But you know, still doesn't really change the temperature on the Tigers. But I wanted to share with you the vibes I'm getting. I'm getting a vibe, settling up for a hot shower. But thanks, Bobby. Thanks for letting us know. I appreciate that. But I'm starting to get the vibes. Like I'm starting to think. You know, I see some free agency stuff floating around. I know the San Francisco Giants. They got the same record as the Tigers, and they're shopping some people. And
well, that's an
the
organization.
Vibe I'm getting from the Tigers is that
that's an organization that knows serious winning baseball. And
yeah,
Detroit, we're hanging on a moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're still reminiscing about the 2012 World Series where we got our asses swept. But yeah, so they're offering some people. Yeah, they're shifting into selling mode. They got Matt Chapman, Willie Adames, and Rafael Devers, 3 highly paid veterans from top Giants trade book. Rival executives note that treating their long-term contracts may prove challenging unless San Francisco agrees to pay down significant portions of the remaining money. I don't know, you know, what the whole situation is. I'm not saying Tigers go after those guys. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, we're agreed. Some tell me, I'm kind of wondering if they really are going to be sellers. And I know, like, the smart money is on them being sellers, but some days I get this little inkling, like a feeling in my big fat gut, and I wonder if Scott Harris is really, you know, maybe he actually thinks this team can turn it around somehow. I'm getting nervous. I'm just saying I'm getting nervous, you know.
Well,
I mean, all in all,
nervous,
I mean, it's probably
let's take
nothing.
a look at the standings, like we did this last time. We're still 9 games back, dude. You know,
yeah,
and we can't beat Cleveland. And I'm telling you, and I've been saying this: the White Sox are going to win the AL Central. This is their year. The Guardians are always going to be a second place team, especially with the injury. The injury bug that the team in general has taken, let alone superstars, are starting to look like the Tigers when they get injured. It's a White Sox year. And if you really want someone to climb into second place, maybe the Twins will make their push. But you got the Tigers and the Royals sitting at almost sub 400. I mean, we're 417 winning percentage. We're a notch above 400%. The Royals are sitting at a clean 397, which is gross, right? Like that's Angels level. That's Rockies level. Rockies
it's almost Rockies
370.
Level.
So we're not too far off. We're at 417. We're 9 games back. There's no winning streak we can go on that I think even puts us in conversation. So yeah, sell the frickin' farm, dude.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I totally agree with you. But I'm just kind of wondering. I think Trombley will let me live stream. Maybe he will. Maybe he will. I'll call him right now. Hello, Alex. Guess what Bobby wants to do? Oh God, he's in my house. Tell him something. Say something racist, and he'll go away. He'll run away crying. That's just the sound of Larkin getting the fuck out of town. Yeah. See you, Larks. See you, buddy. But yeah, with this, I don't know. I'm just saying Scott Harris is making me a little bit nervous, and I'm getting a lot of speculation here. But I'm seeing some other stuff. This is what Google is telling me. I don't know how much I believe it, but national insiders like Jeff Passan have identified other Detroit players as potential trade bait. Pitcher Casey Mize fight injuries. Position players like Gleyber Torres are attracting interest from contenders. If Harris does pull the trigger on a blockbuster experts warning, Tigers not to fall for a generic quantity over. The Dodgers boast overwhelming prospect depth, especially in the outfielders. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I mean, we got this whole thing. We got this. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Man, my internet stinks. Ugh.
Well,
it's real. It's like I'm living in Bulgaria or something. Y'all go.
I was gonna say, for context, let's really look at it this way. Just for them to get into the wild card, they're going to have to finish 88-74. They're going to need to go 58-32 the rest of the way. That's almost a 650 winning percentage. And it's not that it's difficult, but you only look at a few teams in the modern history of the game where they've went on to make a playoff run or go win a World Series. You do have the Washington Nationals at one point.
Yeah.
They were 19-31 after 50 games and went on to win the World Series that year. But you look at that roster. That roster had Juan Soto. That roster had World Series championship written all over them, right? The Braves were well into 500 before winning their World Series. But again, these were rosters that were set to go win the World Series, got bit by an injury bug, and came back and just demolished. We're far from that World Series Nationals team or that World Series Braves team or a World Series Houston Astros team. We're just a questionable wild card team when healthy.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's what the Tigers kind of always were for the last couple of years. Maybe that's kind of what, the Hinch era really was. I mean, we saw some flashes here and there, but when it mattered, the Tigers, Panthers Red Wings this year's number 9 pick and Anton Lindell. Okay.
Is that true?
I didn't hear about that.
Or is that
I didn't hear about that. Let me take a look. That might be due gossip. I heard something about the Florida Panthers. Maybe Google was right about it because I did get that update about Florida offering. But let me take a look. Let me Google it really quick. If they did offer, Eisman's going to take like a month to get back to him. Okay, the Florida Panthers have officially submitted a trade offer to the Detroit Red Wings for Captain Dylan Larkin. After requesting to leave Detroit, Larkin provided preferred trade list. Yeah, we know, the exact details of the offer closely guarded because, of course, they are. NHL insiders report that the package likely runs around Florida's 26th first-round pick, combined with NHL-ready roster players or prospects, potential trade chips available from the Panthers roster include forwards like Anton Lundell or Eetu Luostarinen to help Detroit replace their top center. Okay. Oh, this is from. Oh, wait. Okay, so this was real. This is got this this video here from a couple days ago. Florida, an official offer. Okay,
but it's due.
I got something from. I got something from YouTube. It's from the 13th, but hold on, let me click on this here.
I agree.
Do 4 minutes for that load. Watching is not subscribed yet. That's wasn't a real fan. Subscribe, you fucks. Thank you, Hitch, or whoever you are, whatever
It's
mysterious
Hitch's
person.
smoking hand.
You can leave more comments on my old TikToks, by the way. I appreciate Hitch's smoking hand. Okay. Hang on 1 second. God dang it.
That hand has seen better days.
Florida Panthers make offer. So Yeah, Ginland and YI should be a must-have.
I have a question. If the Wings win the Stanley Cup, is
Okay.
Steve Yzerman going to take his shirt off and raise the cup and pretend to slam it like Rob Brendamore did?
He might. You never know. You never
Rod
know.
the Bod, as they
I
call
don't know.
him.
Stevie Pop, Oh, Rod the Bod. Oh, God almighty. Good old Rod Brindamore, man alive. I remember beating him in the 2002 finals. But, yeah. That's how old I am, Gen Z. That's how old I am. You remember how good the Wings were. The Gen Z doesn't remember the good Red Wings. It's tragic.
Well, how old
But,
we are is all of
yeah,
the
so I guess-
stars in the NHL are now coaches. with lots
Yeah,
of
it's kind of
gray hair.
crazy. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, lots of gray hair, a lot of coaches, a lot of GMs out there, former NHLers in our youth. Me and Mark's youth as my Zin falls out of my lip. But yeah, it seems that it is official. It is official. But as far as I know, it's all closely guarded. I mean, if you know anything about, Steve Yzerman, he's going to keep this close to the vest. You're not going to hear anything about it. It's probably going to be a while long. He's really got no timetable right now. That's kind of how things work in hockey. So I say Anton Lundell. I'll tell you what, let's check this out real quick. I got my favorite hockey site. I just spent hours and hours on this website. I also got something about Scott Harris. Let's check that out real quick. Let's just touch on the Tigers for one quick minute. Rod the Bod. Yeah, baby. This right here. This is. Can you see it? Is it on the screen? Okay, good deal. Let's play this video real quick. I just want to, let's just touch on Scott Harris real quick, then we'll move on to
This guy stole
Anton
my background.
Lundell.
Where they're asking Scott Harris to be.
Yeah.
I am not a Scott fan, but would you rather fire him and someone and this whole thing all over him, or would you rather make that decision based on how Max? And I think there's been way more bad against Clark and Jose Briseño, Max Sanderson for the matter, fit in with the bigs. I don't love fact is one for bigs that have made it to Mays. I'm at least willing to see what Max Clark looks like, Briseño looks like. You're ready to just hit the restart button again. Obviously, I wish you would have gone is only to play half the time. You have to at least acknowledge you went in Robert Valdez, Justin Verlander, Colt Verlander, and Kenley Jensen. Some of those deals haven't necessarily worked out, but he's trying. He's gotten fleeced every single year. He's in a situation where he might have to yell. I hate that I'm in a position where I have to defend Scott Harris, but you at least have to see this play out with his.
Okay. Oh no, I'm making kind of a case here, but
his background is
yeah,
the same as mine. That the whole.
I'm
thing,
excited
the
to see
whole
what these
time
guys
was
can do.
pissing me off. Like I even used to have that little chain hanging back there.
He's
I was
copied you.
looking for a while. I was looking for that Hockey Town poster too. I have it somewhere. Okay, sorry.
Oh yeah. But that's interesting. Very very interesting. But yeah, I mean, maybe give Scott Harris. I don't know. I mean, spent about 5 years of this, and it's I mean, just for the rookie, I consider this a lost season or kind of just like a adjustment season. I'm not sure what term you use to describe the Lions, kind of, but Castor Oil in 1950, free smokes. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think they're going to be firing. It's just going to be one of those things, as much as you champion it. I mean, I think all the GMs in this town are safe, as much as some people might not like that. But yeah, I'm not seeing Scott Harris getting moved anytime soon.
Scott Harris locked himself up to Kevin McGonigal. So when you think Kevin McGonigal, you're going to think Scott Harris. And like I said, he bought himself 3 to 4 years of job security just with Kevin McGonigal. So I don't see him moving. If anyone leaves, it's going to be Stevie. But again, this town doesn't have the balls to move on from Steve Yzerman. They just don't.
Yeah,
that's like Michael Jordan going back to the Bulls, and the Bulls are going, we're not giving this up, right? Like that's the perfect pairing.
Yeah,
and especially when you're seeing all the success other teams are having. I mean, Rod the Bod played for Carolina. He comes back to Carolina, puts together that team, coaches them, gets them there, right? We saw it with Joe Sakic and the Avalanche. The list goes on of the success. So I don't see the Ilitch family shying away from Stevie Y anytime soon. It could have been in Mike Ilitch's will to his son, like, you are going to lose your stake in the family business, and it will be given to the Ducks out front if you get rid of Steve Yzerman. Like there could be some serious issues right now for the Ilitch family's fortune. I mean, that's probably something Mr. I did. I'm sure he also asked for Miguel Cabrera to be a permanent Tiger forever, which seems like they're going to make him some director of fun or hitting coach or whatever he is until he wants to leave too. Those are just like the two names that are never going to leave the city of Detroit again.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. I don't see, I still don't think Yzerman's seat, is even warm right now.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, as much as some people want that to be. I saw some other stuff swirling around about how the Red Wings might finish behind the San Jose Sharks next year. The Vegas betting odds, I believe they're plus 5,000 to plus 6,600, which projects them out to probably be in the lower half of the Eastern Conference, kind of like how they were this past season. So it's probably just going to be more of the same. But barring this trade, you never know what he could get. But this Anton Lundell, about him really quickly for a second. I got this thing on the internet. On hockeydb.com. This is a very fun website. He was the 12th overall pick in 2020. Let me share my screen really quickly. We'll take a look at some of these stats on this young man. I got like 40 tabs open. Hold on one second. You can see that. It's not working. What's going on here? You can just see my big fat face. Oh, hold on. Son of a gun.
You're
okay,
streaming.
Quit on me.
I'll
just read hold on.
Are,
yeah. I'm fucking everything up. I'm sorry. I'm not used to that. Okay, stop sharing. Okay, forget it. Let me just read his damn stats. Okay, for last year, for the Florida Panthers, 2026, he had 18 goals, 26 assists, 44 points. His highest point total was 45 in 79 games. He is a center. He, has, he had, like, let's say 2022 was his year. Point total is 44, 35, 4 plus minus in his first year. It was minus 8. This, the 43 is, the Florida Panthers were hot poop, but definitely like a middle attack forward. I don't know, but you're going to get the number 9 overall pick this year. I have not looked at the NHL draft. I'm not sure what's going to be available. I got to take a look at that because that's coming up, soon. But I don't know this. What the hell is all this? Ugh. Hold on, man. This thing's all fucked up. Are you sharing your screen? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Brendan Sorsby. I heard about that.
This was something I wanted to ask you about because this is a hot news. This is a hot topic right now. This is kind of like Johnny Manziel 2.0, and they're wondering now that the league announced that he can declare for the supplemental 2006 draft. Do you want us to take and be the clown show that takes a chance on this goofball who basically bet 9,000 times on his team when he played in college, right? What clown show of this is going to be?
This is going to be hilarious. Oh my Lord.
He got a temporary injunction that lifted his ban, but it sounds like he's still coming.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. For this, I'm assuming, we bring him in like the backup Jared Goff or something, but we got somebody. I saw the Arizona Cardinals. Could they be a landing spot for him?
Oh my God,
Cleveland Brown would be interesting. Cleveland Browns get another shot on Johnny Manziel 2.0.
Well, they need a 10th quarterback.
You know what? He's probably going to go to Cleveland.
Yep.
He's going to go to Cleveland.
You're right.
They need something.
No, let's go right back to Cleveland. Sorry. They could add another unexpected wrinkle.
Live. Just that
That's hilarious.
Oh Lord. Hoots. That is very funny. Oh Christ. Oh Lord have mercy. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like a Cleveland. It sounds like a match made in heaven with Cleveland. They already have 9 quarterbacks on the payroll. What does one more hurt?
Yeah.
What does one more hurt? I mean,
With
it's
a
not like
little bit
Deshaun
more
Watson's
controversy.
ever. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, just another controversial guy. Just continue the Browns' tradition of being a dumpster fire, of surpassing the Lions for being the biggest dumpster fire in the league. You know, we had a 16 season. 10 years later, you had your 0-16 season.
Yep.
You know, just go ahead. Whatever. You can have a competition between Shadur Sanders and Deshaun Watson and Brendan Sorsby for who has the biggest dick or whatever. I don't know. The Illich boys are killing us. I thought the Fords were the most. Yeah, I don't think. I don't know. We haven't really talked about Chris Illich much, mentioning him here and there, but he doesn't burn to win like his old man does. How about Eric Trump texting Daniel Cormier ringside about what fights are cooked so he can make money? Oh my God. I heard about that. I saw an Ian Carroll video about that. I didn't sit down and watch it. Ian Carroll's a conspiracy guy, so I take what he says with a grain of salt. But another embarrassment for the Trump family again. My buddy Dave on Facebook was posting something. Hold on one second.
You know, that's
he was posting something about how, like,
you know, when Hitch and I started this podcast, he had a real soft spot for Donald Trump. And, you know, I never thought I'd see Hitch wear MAGA gear, but it was pretty impressive when he converted over and became a full-on supporter. And I don't know if they have the same diet. I don't know if they have the same skin, but he's just, you know, he used to be such a diehard liberal, and to watch Hitch go to a Trump fan and go full conservative was pretty impressive.
Well, Hitch is a huge Zionist, so it only makes sense.
It does.
He's always talking about, you know, how Bibi Netanyahu is like, you know, this amazing leader. We saw Hitch at the Wailing Wall. He was wearing a MAGA yarmulke. He was kissing the Wailing Wall. He was just like, he touched Bibi Netanyahu's hand and he refused to wash it until he could touch his children with it. Just like our good buddy Randy Fine, you know, Hitch is just that dedicated.
It's impressive.
Hitch, you know, looking good in the MAGA gear. Good Christ. When you think about MAGA, you think Hitch Scarcella.
You sure
Love
do.
Ian Carroll. Yeah, I like his work too. I think he'd be kind of a goofball sometimes, but yeah. But oh Christ, I don't know what the fuck we were even talking about, but yeah.
The fact that Hitch has a Candace
a little over an hour. I don't know.
flag flying in his front yard.
Yes. It just says
No.
it's just a picture of Candace Owens' face.
Yeah.
And the lips are worn out from Hitch kissing it.
He calls himself a conservative feminist.
But yes, he is. He has a YouTube channel just like me. He calls himself a feminist, just hanging Al Sabaka at Coney Island. Oh Christ.
Poor Al.
Oh Christ. Is that a Wire callback? That was a good show. But oh, what the hell were we even talking about? I don't even know. We got derailed by discussing, you know, MAGA Hitch and all of his
we were talking about the
shenanigans.
Illiches being shitty owners. And the conversation comes up with, have they trumped the Fords, right? Are they now the worst owners in Detroit sports? But considering what that family has brought over time, it's hard to call them the worst. Now, is the young man Chris less eventful than his dad? Yeah, but I guess give him some time. It's not like Mike Ilitch. As soon as he had those teams, it was just instant Mike Ilitch. I mean, that was the tail end of what he started building a long time ago.
Yeah. He bought the Wings, I think, in the late 70s, early 80s. I mean, I remember he drafted Yzerman and whatnot, but or like he was, you know, I think Jimmy Devellano drafted Yzerman, but you know, Mike Ilitch owned the team back then. But you know, I mean, it took a while. It took Stevie Y along, and that's the thing. I mean, that's something about Stevie Y. It took him 13 years. He was a playoff choke artist. He was like Alex Ovechkin back then, just super talented, high skilled forward. Just could not get the cup. Did 83, didn't win his first cup till 97. I think some people see that and they think, well, you know, Stevie's been here for about 7 years. He took him forever to win with the Wings. Maybe this is like some kind of cosmic bouncing or something. Maybe Stevie's going to take 14 years to win a cup with the Red Wings. And believe it or not, I think Stevie Y will get 14 years. I think he's not going anywhere. He's going to be he's going to be here for the long haul, unfortunately or fortunately, depending. I mean, people still defend Trump, so it's like people defending Yzerman. That's not really too far out there, but especially Hitch. But yeah, I mean, I think Chris Ellis, he did open his checkbook for the Tigers. He did pump another Tiger. The end results are not looking good, but I mean, put Matt Harris. But like we said, the drafting. I mean, you got your Kevin McGonigal, but then I mean, I hope Kevin McGonigal doesn't just become like a Mo Sider, where you're just like a phenomenal player on a dog shit team, and you were like the one fluky kind of draft pick that your GM hit on like right away.
Mike Trout.
But Mike Trout, oh God, that poor guy. Jeez, I think about him all the time. It's like, why didn't you ever request it? He's just there for the millions and the memories. I mean, the Angels win like 60 games a year for the last like 15 years. It's just that poor guy. He's never gonna. Just like, what are you doing, man? But I don't know. It's probably hard to talk about in Los Angeles. He probably likes the weather or something. I don't freaking know. But Shohei Ohtani, that was just like a couple years of losing. Fuck you. I'm getting my ring. Fuck you. If only these Wings could be playoff chokers, it'd be kind of sweet to see the offseason again. Holy Zeus, how far we've fallen. Yeah. That's pretty sad. It's pretty sad when the Illiches are getting worse press than the Fords. I was going to mention that. Just kind of consider how like the polarity reversed and just like wanting to win so badly, just literally billions of dollars into building championship contenders. And you saw the Fords just not give a shit. Old man Ford, William Clay Ford, just like, well, we'll just let my buddy Matt handle this, and it was just garbage. We know, we all about it. Now the younger generations are probably going to think. It's funny because all throughout our lives, the Lions were dumpster fire, and the Wings were like elite. And now it's the opposite. Now the Lions could be elite, and Wings are going to be the dumpster fire. So like 15 years old or younger or whatever, when their first memories of sports, they're going to remember the Lions as a really competitive team. I mean,
look at that
sorry if
comment
that pisses you off, dude, but
look at that comment you just read where it's like, I just want to get back into the playoffs again. And that was what we would say with the Lions. Like the bar was set to where it's just, let's just get in the playoffs, guys. Just get to the playoffs, win a playoff game. That's all I need to do.
Yeah.
Now it's, okay, win the NFC North. Okay, nope, now it's win the entire NFC. Play for you should be in the NFC Championship game every year, right? You and the would have been the 49ers were pretty much in it every year, right? Like, it should be the Lions and the 49ers every year in the NFC Championship game. But you're right. The expectations have changed quickly. And you look at the Tigers, it's the same thing. Can we just look at last year? They were so happy to make it into the playoffs. This town went ballistic thinking you had a shot. But and same thing, bar with the Pistons, man. It's beyond make it to the playoffs now. Now the bar is obviously not to be the number one team in the East every year, because that's going to be hard to do with the competition and what we just saw in New York. But the bar should be set as, you should be making it out of the second round. I mean, that's the bar now, right?
Yeah.
First round's great, but we need to make it out of the second round. That's the next step for the Pistons. So Red Wings, you're in the basement right now. I mean, it's about as low as it's getting.
Yeah. I gotta stop wearing this hat. I swear to God. But it's a nice hat though. But
nice hat.
Yeah, just get to the goddamn playoffs. Get Larkin out of here. Make some moves. I just know it's gonna be a long couple of months until any movement with the Red Wings. I'm keeping my eyes peeled on them. There's still some rumblings going on in the Lions land. I mean, we're kind of taking a look at what Dan Campbell's doing, what he's saying. What's the report on the field and whatnot? But we still got the Tigers. Every once in a while, I mean, maybe they can score 10 runs and kind of give the fans something to cheer about. But I mean, their season's pretty much done. It's just like Tarek Skubal's pretty much, despite some of my misgivings, despite some of my nervousness. I mean, I think all in all, Tarek Skubal is going to be what have you. But I think we're baseball right now. And it's a nice big work stoppage next year. So you lose Scooble this year, your year falls apart. You're probably going to win like 70 games this year, and then you get locked out the next year because the Dodgers spent $1 billion to win 3 World Series in a row. That's what it's going to be. This is the Hermdo guarantee. Scooble's out of town. That's obvious.
Mhm.
Putting aside my own thing, Scott Harris makes me nervous sometimes, but Scooble's going to be out of here. Tigers are going to win between like 65 and 75 games. They'll probably be hovering around the 70 mark. And then we're going to see a three-peat from the Dodgers, and then we're going to see the league get locked out next year. And, it's going to be a big player. I remember we had no hockey in 2005. We didn't have a Stanley Cup champion in 2005. But yeah, it's going to be something like that. And baseball's been locked up before back, in '94. We remember everyone's like, "Oh, the Expos could have won it that year, only if." But I remember all that speculation and stuff. So this has happened before with different leagues all throughout our lives, and it's going to happen again with the MLB. I mean, it's pretty much just like written in stone right now. But I'm just kind of disgusted. I'm just so thoroughly disgusted with everything right now. But save us Pistons, bring us Lauri Markkanen, Trajan, go out there. Put your big boy pants on. You know what direction this team's heading in. I think maybe we could have like a Knicks like running up next year.
We'll see.
I'm saying that, but that's just,
I'm
that's
disgusted
the way it is
with.
right now.
I'm
Yes,
disgusted with Danhausen, right? So you don't know Danhausen. Danhausen is a wrestler. He curses people. That's part of his thing. He's from the east side of Michigan, like east side of Detroit, Michigan,
Okay.
like 9 Mile and DeQuinder, like close to where we grew up, in the vicinity. So he jumped on this Knicks bandwagon while the Pistons were still in the playoffs and sat at all the Knicks games. Now, great for him. He gets all the merchandise. But, dude, you're a Pistons fan.
Oop.
You grew up here in Detroit. Why are you supporting the Knicks, Danhausen? That's what the question I have for you. So that's all. I'm going to send you some
Yeah, you
Danhausen
son of a
videos,
bitch.
too, so you can see who this guy is, because I've talked about him a few times. And then my buddy Jay that came on the podcast mentioned him as well. So he's a fan favorite. He's like if you took Sting, the wrestler, and Conan O'Brien and mix them together. That's what you'd get. He's a clever fella. Hermdo, you just went black. What happened? Ladies and gentlemen, I think we lost Hermdo. All right. We lost Hermdo. See, yep, very nice, very evil. See, the world loves Danhausen too. And that's my whole point. This guy, I grew up watching wrestling in the 80s and 90s. And I checked out at about 2001, we'll say. 2000, probably right about there. Right when they sold, WCW sold to WWF. And it's exciting to see a guy like Danhausen bring wrestling back to me, because I've desperately wanted to enjoy it, but I can't. And he's the only thing that I've been able to buy into, and kind of when I watch his clips online, kind of makes me fall back into the Attitude Era, where I enjoyed watching it. And you really want to see this guy succeed, but it just pisses me off because he should be a Pistons fan. Hermdo turned into a void again. Yes. He does have some internet issues sometimes with the stream. I told him he needs to hardware that bad boy in. That fixed all my problems. So hopefully he does that. The streams can be a little rough, but I do clean up the videos and I put them back on Spotify the next day. So if you're interested, it'll be a polished up Hermdo, no blips and no grinds. But yeah, so I don't know. We've talked about a lot of things tonight. See, okay, here we go. Danhausen. Dan Howard, he did uncurse the Lions, at least for the cost of hot dogs. I'll give him teeth. I'll give him human monies. I'll give him hot dogs. But okay, so you're telling me this NFL season we might see Danhausen at some of the Ford Field, some of the Lions games, and there might be Danhausen's Lion gear. I can get behind that. So I'll let him sit out the season with the Pistons, but he's got to come alive for the Lions. All right, Hermdo's trying to make it back into the world of streaming land. Let's see if this happens.
Okay. Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna sign off. I don't know if you had anything else, Mark, but my internet. I'm gonna get that Cat 5. I'm gonna get this shit all right. I'm living in like it's like I'm in like the fields of Ukraine with like a 56K connection, eating a potato or something. But
Well, before you
I had
sign
fun
off,
tonight.
This
Yes.
is Danhausen, by the way.
Danhausen.
There he is.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's your guy right there.
Okay. So he's like a Michigan guy?
He's from Michigan. He's from the East Side, but he's just big. He hit
Okay.
it big in the WWF. But I'll send you plenty of videos. Hermdo, yeah, we're gonna shut this stream down right now. It's gotten out of control. We've passed our mark. We've had a good night tonight. Do you have any final words?
No. I'm good. Like, hopefully Steve Eiserman, hopefully all of our GMs get their shit together and we can start winning some freaking games. We can just enjoy, hopefully I'm just looking forward to the trade deadlines. We'll see what happens. I mean, draft's coming up pretty soon. We got, a lot of trades coming up. What happens with Pistons free agency. See what happens when they land. We'll see what happens. But there's going to be some stuff to watch this offseason. All we got is the Tigers baseball. We'll see what happens. We'll see, what we get back for Tarek Skubal. Maybe Gleyber Torres and Casey Mize will be out of town too. Gleyber Torres, who also hurt his side again. He was clutching his side at the plate. So you never know. Maybe he'll be back on the 15-day DL. He'll join our good buddy Jack Flaherty. Also, I heard Justin Verlander is going to be starting versus the White Sox. I believe that's this Sunday. His second start. So we'll see what old 43-year-old old man Verlander's. They're going to be wheeling him out there on a gurney. He's going to throw the ball from his hospital bed like this. But he'll have Kate Upton there adjusting his IV. So we'll give you free pictures of Dave Ream for subscribing. Torres is at Levati's house. Well, tell him to get back on the field. Okay, that's all I got, Mark.
All right. Like and subscribe. Thank you for joining us. We had a lot of people in the chat tonight. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're getting that much closer to 500. Also hit the notifications button. That way you're alerted every time we decide to go live, which is every Sunday night. And then we're playing around with these weekdays. We did Tuesday tonight. We've done Wednesday. Tuesday seems to be a little bit more jittery and more energetic. So we'll hone in on that day. But the goal is for you guys to be here, get in the chat, talk a lot of stuff, tell your friends, go online on the fourth wall, buy the merch. I'm putting new merch out there. And I will